Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1727B, and today's date is November 28th, 2018, and the title of the episode is Trump Just Signaled All Patriot. It has begun. Justice under the law. Now, before I get started, we all know the deep state, they're going to be fighting back, but we don't know exactly the next move of the deep state. And I just want to say one of the best devices you can invest for your home protection is a flashlight, the Patriot flashlight. Why is it the best? Never waste money on batteries again. It's solar powered. Life-saving emergency strobe light, emergency siren. Let others know you're in danger. Charge your phone anywhere. It has a compass, rope, wire cutter, and glass breaking hammer. Patriot flashlight is the perfect holiday gift for you and your family. Take advantage and give the gift of protection to your loved ones this holiday season. Use the code X25 and receive 25% off the Patriot flashlight. Let's get into the economic collapse, political and geopolitical news. Now, I don't know if everyone caught this today, but Trump just signaled all patriots that it is time, that justice under the law will be served. People will learn the truth. The world will learn the truth. And we're going to be getting into that in just a minute. But first, I wanted to start off with post 2318, 2493, and 2495. Going back to October 2nd, November 13th, and November 20th, Q has continually given us a number, 53 to 47, because the Senate was the target, not the House. And guess what happened? It's 53 to 47. Who controls the Senate? The Patriots. We see Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith wins Mississippi Senate runoff election. So what Q has told us, once again, has come true. Trump tweeted out 53 to 47. Another Q proof. Now, Facebook, it seems like they're in a little bit of trouble here. Now, Facebook has publicly denied being a media publisher every time there's an issue with content on its site. So they say, no, okay, we're not a media publisher. And the company has long claimed to simply be a platform for their users to utilize. And as a result, the social media firm cannot be held accountable for the content posted there. But in a recent lawsuit, the company has claimed the exact opposite. CEO Mark Zuckerberg has denied that Facebook is a publisher publicly before the Senate. And this is how it went down. Senator Sullivan. So, which are you? Are you a tech company or are you the world's largest publisher? Because I think that goes to a really important question on what form of regulation or government action, if any, would take. Zuckerberg. I gave a mealy-mouthed response saying he views Facebook as a tech company because the primary thing we do is build technology and products. Sullivan interjected, but you said you're responsible for your content, which makes you kind of a publisher, right? Zuckerberg's response, I agree that we're responsible for the content, but we don't produce the content. I think that when people ask us whether we're a media company or a publisher, my understanding of the heart of what they're getting at is, do we feel responsibility for the content that's on our platform? The answer to that, I think, is clearly yes, but I don't think that's incompatible with what's fundamentally at our core, being a technology company where the main thing that we do is have engineers and build products. So basically, the social media companies like Facebook, Twitter, and the rest, they are protected by Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which currently grants them legal immunity for content posted by social media users to their supposedly neutral platforms. Now, if Facebook admits to being a publisher, it could lose this immunity. Now, there's been a lawsuit that has been filed, and this is a startup app, 643, alleges that Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg developed a malicious and fraudulent scheme to take advantage of Facebook users' personal data and force other rival companies out of business. In response, Facebook has claimed that their decisions relating to what not to publish should be legally protected because the company is a publisher. Now, Facebook is saying that they are a publisher. So they can't be a non-publisher and a publisher at the same time. So during this lawsuit, they're saying they're a publisher. In their testimony to Congress, to the Senate, they're saying that they're not a publisher. Well, if they are a publisher, then they lose the protection of Section 230. So which is it? You can't be both. So this is very interesting. And we can see that Twitter and the rest of the social media platforms, they're all going to be dragged into this. And again, we have that investigation going on with Twitter right now with Jack Dorsey. Did he lie to Congress? And right now, Google is going to testify in front of the Senate. So all these companies are being looked at with a magnifying glass. Now, just the other day, we had an article come out of The Guardian where they said Assange and Manafort, they met and they spoke many different times. Now, of course, the sources that they said they had, there are no sources. The whole story seems to be completely fake. And Max Blumenthal, an investigative journalist, says that this was completely fabricated. It was laying the case to arrest and extradite Julian Assange to the U.S. Now, once again, remember that leak that came out where they said, there's a sealed indictment against Assange, and we accidentally leaked that out to the public. We didn't mean to. Well, I believe the deep state actually meant to do this, and Trump had no knowledge of this whatsoever, and the Department of Justice, they never even acknowledged it. So Assange, through WikiLeaks, said that he denied the accusations and said they are going to seek legal action against the news agency. And WikiLeaks is going to be setting up a GoFundMe account for lawyer fees. Manafort has said this was a complete lie. Now, what's very interesting about this is that we know the deep state, they set up GoFundMe accounts to fund their operations. And we need to go back to post 1842 because these tweets coming out of WikiLeaks, I don't know if they're really Assange. Because if we go back to 1842, this is August 11, 2018, it says, never interfere with an enemy while he's in the process of destroying himself. Gave a link to WikiLeaks article on The Hill, and Q says, do you believe in coincidences? We have the source. Now, the article is WikiLeaks says Senate panel requests Assange testimony in Russia probe. So Assange supposedly was speaking through WikiLeaks, and Q is saying that no, the clowns have WikiLeaks website and Twitter account. We have the source, which is Assange. So it makes me believe that the clowns are pretending to be Assange, and it looks like they're trying to bring this out into the open, make it public, and make it look like that the United States is going after Assange. Because we need to go back to post 2322 now. Now, this was something that we read many times before. This is page 20 on Assange arrest. This is Marty Tory. This is the Mad Hatter. There were kill brackets around the Mad Hatter, kill brackets around page 20, Assange arrest. And this letter, this email, I should say, was written to Clinton, where they wanted Assange captured and arrested. Because what did Assange do? He dumped Clinton's emails. Who wants him more than anyone else? Clinton. Now, very interestingly, Trump has been out there tweeting like crazy, going after Mueller, going after Clinton, going after Obama, and he's not letting up. His latest tweet was the following. The Mueller witch hunt is a total disgrace. They're looking at supposedly stolen, crooked Hillary Clinton emails, even though they don't want to look at the DNC server, but have no interest in the emails that Hillary deleted and acid washed after getting a congressional subpoena. Now, he's continually out there pushing the agenda against Mueller, Clinton, Obama, and the rest. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. But before we get into that, I just want to read a letter from Chuck Grassley, because he sent a letter to Senator Blumenthal, and he tweeted out the following. At Chuck Grassley, letter to Senator Blumenthal. Office of Special Counsel is proper forum for Hatch Act review. 3 Department of Justice opinions support legality of Whitaker appointment. President is entitled to nominate permanent Attorney General. At Senate Judiciary can hold hearing at the time. So this is the letter that he sent Blumenthal. Reports surfaced last week alleging that Acting Attorney General Whitaker violated the Hatch Act by receiving $8,800 in donations to Mr. Whitaker's 2014 Iowa Senate campaign fund. But its terms, the Hatch Act prohibits knowingly soliciting, accepting, or receiving political contributions. The former treasurer for Acting Attorney General Whitaker's Senate campaign told reporters that neither he nor Whitaker solicited the donations. The reason that the campaign committee remained open was a deal with remaining debt. Nevertheless, the Office of Special Counsel has indicated it received a complaint from the group American Oversight, a liberal advocacy group consisting of several former attorneys in the Obama administration, as well as former lawyer for Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, with the openly stated purpose of attacking a Trump administration, plagued by scandal, misconduct, and conflicts of interest, and has opened a case. The OSC has conducted numerous Hatch Act investigations, including of high-profile subjects, and is the proper forum for this investigation. As you also indicated, a report surfaced weeks ago claiming that the Acting Attorney General Whitaker attempted to facilitate President Trump's desire for the Department of Justice to pursue the investigation into Hillary Clinton's improper home-based email server and mishandling of classified information. An official close to Whitaker disputed those claims, saying that then Chief of Staff was merely attempting to diffuse this tension between the President and then Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. As far as the Special Counsel's investigation, I have said a number of times that Special Counsel Mueller should be allowed to proceed with the investigation to its prompt conclusion. I have confidence that whatever oversees that investigation will do so with the best interests of the investigation in mind. As a chairman of Transparency, I also look forward to a full accounting of the investigation and its conclusion. With regard to Acting Attorney General Whitaker's appointment and calls for a hearing, President Trump acted appropriately and lawfully in appointing Acting Attorney General Whitaker under the Federal Vacancy Reform Act of 1998, 5 U.S. Section C, 3345-3349C. That decision is supported by 3 separate legal opinions from the Department of Justice Office of Legal Counsel in 2003, 2007, and earlier this month. Moreover, Acting Attorney General Whitaker's role is generally limited in time. If the President nominates an Attorney General candidate during Acting Attorney General Whitaker's service, Acting Attorney General Whitaker may remain in his acting role until the nomination is confirmed. President Trump is entitled to nominate an Attorney General of his choosing, and I look forward to working with the President on the confirmation effort for whomever the President nominates. A confirmation hearing will be announced after the President makes his nomination. Until then, any hearing would be premature. He pretty much just shot down these individuals who are trying to take Whitaker out and pushed him in the right direction to have a hearing on other matters like the Hatch Act, which it seems like this is a dead end. And it seems like they're not going to get anywhere with this at all. So why are they doing all this? Why are they so worried? Because Whitaker right now, he has the power over Mueller. He never recused himself from the Russian collusion. So he can rein Mueller in, which he has done. He also has the power to override Rod Rosenstein, declassify what's need to be declassified, and hand over the documents to Congress, which he's been doing. They're very nervous and afraid of Whitaker. He has 210 days in this position, unless Trump nominates someone. But I don't think he's rushing right now to say, you know something, let's take Whitaker out of this. He wants to leave him there. Now, like we said before, Trump is on the warpath, and he is dropping a lot of breadcrumbs right now. Trump slammed Obama and his lawless administration for spying on his presidential campaign, claiming that the surveillance abuse committed by Obama, Brennan, and Clapper may be considered treasonous. Think about what he's saying right now. He's naming all these individuals. Now, he even went ahead and shared a tweet. He retweeted a tweet from the Trump train. Now, what was this tweet? Well, there was a meme which shows a jail cell with individuals behind bars. Obama, Clinton, Mueller, Comey, Bill Clinton, and the rest. And under it, the caption reads, "Now that Russia collusion is proven lie, when do the trials for treason begin?" What has Trump just done? He has just signaled all the patriots, letting everyone know this is what he's going to do. Not just him, but everyone working with him. Him, the Q team, and everyone else. Let's go back to post 2478. November 11th. Let the unsealing begin. Remember all those placeholders that Q set up. Let the declass begin. Let the world witness the truth. We the people. Justice under the law. Q. So Trump, by retweeting this, just signaled all patriots. Q, Trump, all on the same page. And they're moving forward with this. Nothing will stop this. Nothing. This has been planned. This has been timed. Yes, I know people have expectations. Everyone wanted it at a certain period of time, but there's a reason why certain things needed to be in place. There's a reason why they picked this timing. There's a reason for everything. And nothing's a coincidence. Nothing is by chance. It's all being planned. We might not understand the full plan, which we probably shouldn't, because if we knew the plan, the deep state would know the plan. I mean, we can try to understand what's going on because the mainstream media is never going to tell us. We try to figure it out and we try to put all the pieces together. But they have a plan, and it's a plan that has been planned for a very long time. And now you can see how everything is starting to fit together and why things had to happen in certain periods of time. Why this draining of the swamp wasn't just, snap your finger, everyone's gone, because the swamp has been embedded in our system, in government, in the central bank, in everywhere, the mainstream media, everywhere. They've been embedded deep, deep, deep inside. And guess what? To have fair trials, you need to remove these people. Why do you think Clinton was never brought up on charges with her email server? Because you had those individuals there that were never going to do anything. If those individuals were still there, what do you think would happen when all these sealed indictments were unsealed? Nothing. Nothing would have happened. Let's move on to what is happening at the borders with the caravan, with the asylum seekers, with the federal judge's decision to halt Trump's asylum policy. An official with the Department of Justice, they said they're going to appeal the decision that was made in the Ninth Circuit Court, and they're going to look to overturn the restraining order. If the appeal is successful, the Trump administration would send a strong message throughout the Central American countries that the borders are officially closed, loopholes fixed, and the only way to come to the United States would be legal immigration means. Now, the appeal would allow for asylum seekers to be heard only at ports of entry where federal judges can assess their claims. Now, we understand that most of these individuals are criminals, they're men, they're drug traffickers, human traffickers, gangs, and not many families, not many women and children. Now, the Department of Homeland Security revealed that the threat of fake families declaring asylum together at the United States southern border is no joke. More than 150 illegal immigrant families have used non-familiar children or adults to attempt to convince Border Patrol agents to allow them to remain in the country. There has been a 110% increase in male adults showing up at the border with children. Further, DHS separated 507 illegal immigrants between April 19th and September 30th because they fraudulently claim they were part of a family unit. So once again, we're starting to find out the truth here that these individuals, they're not the families that Obama, the mainstream media, have been telling us they were. And remember, they were just allowing them to jump over the border, putting them on a bus and shipping them off to one of the sanctuary cities without checking who they really were. So Trump right now is threatening to shut down the government because he wants the funding for the border wall. Now, yesterday, when I was mentioning that we spent about $30 million on the Mueller investigation, which is a fake investigation, I said that the border wall is about $25 million. I meant to say $25 billion. And we could see that they have no problem spending $30 million on Mueller, but they have a problem with $25 billion for the wall. Now, people are thinking, well, that's $25 billion. But remember the trillions that we spent on the fake wars in Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria. I mean, think about the trillions there. Then the trillions to rebuild those countries. Then the trillions to keep the regimes in power. And then the trillions that are completely missing. They don't have any problem with that, but they have problem with protecting our borders and spending, $25 billion, $30 billion, $40 billion on a wall. But trillions of dollars for fake wars, they have no problem with. Now, we know the mainstream media is out there and they're saying, well, they really didn't, the caravan, they weren't really throwing rocks at the border agents. And a lot of the mainstream media kind of cut that part out and just showed the tear gas. And they're saying, well, rocks don't hurt people. Well, again, that's not true, because Border Patrol agent was killed by a rock thrower in an ambush attack near U.S.-Mexico border in Texas. And it also injured other people. Now, this individual, Martinez, 36, was killed while responding to an activity at the border. Now, this was published November 20th, November 20th, 2017, I should say, and many other people were injured. So rocks actually do hurt people, and as we can see, they can kill. So did the Border Patrol agents have a responsibility to protect themselves and others? Yes. And if you're attacking someone, guess what? You're allowed to defend yourself. And that's what the Border Patrol agents have done. Now, Pompeo was out there today, and he gave a press conference saying that there is no direct evidence, no direct reporting that would link Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the murder of the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Now, James Mattis, the defense secretary, also came out and pretty much said the same exact thing. Now, Pompeo said, I do believe I've read every piece of intelligence. Unless it's come in the last few hours, I think I've read it all, he said. There is no direct reporting connecting the Crown Prince to the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, and that's all I can say in an unclassified setting. Now, it's very interesting that he used the phrase an unclassified setting, because I do believe the military intelligence, they already know who pulled this off. They already know it was MI6, deep state CIA operatives that were pushing this agenda, and probably many others. And we need to remember, we need to go back in time, because think about what Brennan, Yates, Holder, and Clinton and the rest, they were saying, you must believe the intelligence report. You must act on this. And they were pushing this very, very hard. Now, we need to go back in time, because didn't the CIA and the intelligence agencies and Clinton and Obama and the rest also say that the Steele dossier was absolutely true and you must listen to the intelligence agencies? Well, that turned out to be false. How about Iraq has weapons of mass destruction? Well, fake again. That's what the intelligence agencies told us. How about Osama bin Laden was in Afghanistan? Fake again. How about terrorists carried out the attack on the World Trade Center? Fake again. North Korea was responsible for cyber attacking Sony Pictures. Well, that was an inside job. That was the disgruntled employee. They just blamed that on North Korea. How about nobody spied on Trump? The intelligence agency said, no, we don't have any record of that. That was a lie. So the CIA, the mainstream media, Blumenthal, Brennan, Yates, and the rest are pushing Trump to accept it because it's real and they said so. That tells you he should be doing the opposite. And this is why when he became president and he was coming into office, he said he wasn't going to go to the daily briefings with the intelligence operatives, because he knew right there and then they were going to give him fake information. He relied on military intelligence, and that's what he's relying on now. So once again, we can see the deep state, they're still trying to push their agenda. And why are they pushing this agenda against Saudi Arabia? because they know if they can put Trump against Saudi Arabia, place sanctions, it would bring down everything. And they want that to happen so they can get rid of Trump. But he's not falling for it. We see North Korea right now is allowing inspectors into the country, into their main nuclear complex after shutting it down. So they're going to allow them to inspect it. We see Russia. They're going to be deploying the S-400 missile system to Crimea. Now, why are they doing this? Well, because Poroshenko, under the direction of the intelligence organizations of the UK and the US, the deep state, where they tried to push a war-having Ukrainian ship sail into Russia's waters, which completely failed. Now Russia is saying, you know something? You want to play the game? Let me move my chess piece. Check. I'm going to put a defensive missile system into Crimea and protect the entire area. Because we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to start a war. Most likely they're going to try to do something in Crimea or the southeastern part of Ukraine. But Poroshenko, he's using the same propaganda that he used years back. And we reported on this so many times, where he's telling us that Russia, they are deploying more and more forces on the border. And they have grown dramatically. Remember, we saw all of this back in the years when Obama was president. And they kept on saying that there were troops on the border. They're getting ready to invade. They even put up fake pictures on Twitter, and then people started to say, well, this wasn't from then, this was from someplace else. And then a reporter drove up and down the border of Ukraine and Russia and couldn't find any troops whatsoever. The whole thing turned out to be complete and utter propaganda. And guess what? Russia never invaded. Putin is a chess player. He knows what Poroshenko, the intelligence organizations, are trying to do. He knows the deep state is trying to push them into war. He doesn't react like that. Trump doesn't react like that. Xi Jinping does not react like that. The deep state, they are stuck. They will not be able to push their events unless they do them themselves. I mean, yes, can they perform a cyber attack on the United States financial system or on the power infrastructure? Of course they can. Can they try to fire missiles at a country? Of course they can. But again, they're being watched right now. So it's becoming more and more difficult for them to pull these things off. Yes, will events slip by? Will they be able to kick one off? Yes. But as they try to push more and more events, that tells you that the walls are closing in around them. And they're trying to deflect everything that is about to happen to them. And as you see more and more events, or as they get bigger and bigger and they try to pull them off, you know it is almost time. Trump has already signaled everyone around the world by retweeting a picture showing these individuals behind bars. It is coming. Get ready. The world is going to learn the truth. Justice is coming. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.